Hello, everybody, and happy Thursday. Welcome to Mystical Awakenings with Deb and RJ.
Hi, everybody.
We've been getting many messages. We announced that we had COVID last week. We are still dealing with it. I'm definitely on the upside. A lot of fatigue, but doing okay. RJ's getting there. He may actually have to slip off the show. We'll see how it goes. But we're very excited for tonight and super happy to be here with our KGRA family. Our guest is also a KGR family member.
Yes, he is.
I've known him for, 13 or 14 years. I don't even know. It seems like forever. I can't remember life before this person in it. So he's super fantastic.
I just met him yesterday, so.
Well, you've known what, about 9 years?
Since I've known you,
Yeah. So, do we want to introduce him?
Sure. Tonight's guest, Dale Quigley, is a multi-talented individual with a passion for the paranormal, born on October 2nd, 1971 in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Dale has always been a curious and creative soul. Since a young age, Dale always knew he was different from the youth of his age. This led him to pursue his passion relentlessly, honing his skills and further developing his love for the paranormal. After going on his first paranormal investigation after a decade ago, Dale embarked on a journey into the unknown that allowed him to explore and to try and find the answers to what happened to him at such a young age. In 2022, Dale and his longtime friend Michael John started working together to develop a show that explores all things paranormal. A YouTube show called The Paranormal Voice was born. The two hosts talk to people from all over the world in search of answers and knowledge of the paranormal. Dale's new hit podcast, Seeking Vibes, is changing lives in a positive way. One story can change the world. Seeking Vibes broadcast is an uplifting and emotionally it resonates with everybody and the show blends a raw approach to inspiring stories. Moments of struggle are balanced with triumph, creating a narrative arc that leaves viewers both moved and motivated, perfect for everyone who loves stories of resilience, purpose, and humanity. This show aims to ignite the spark of possibilities in viewers of all ages. Welcome, Dale Quigley.
Wow,
Welcome,
geez.
Dale.
I heard you guys had a phenomenal guest tonight, so I thought I'd come and check who it was.
Yeah, you might want to listen to this guy.
I might learn something today. Thank you guys for having me. It's so good to be here with you guys, my two greatest friends of all time.
And we're so happy to have you here with us.
We love our brothers across the border, across the pond.
You've been blowing my mind for years, and when you came out with this newest thing, your Seeking Vibes, I just went, no, there is nobody in the paranormal field other than Dustin Perry,
right,
who could pull something like this off other than Dale Quigley.
Wow, that is a huge compliment. Dustin is a true motivator, a very inspirational person. I mean, yeah, every day I look forward waking up and seeing what Dustin has to say today. And even in his latest good nights videos that he sends out, I mean, wow, it's truly blessed to know such a great man in himself. But I mean, you guys in yourselves, you guys inspire hundreds and thousands of people with your stories and what you guys are doing. Um, yeah, I mean, so yeah, I'm just all around blessed to be around amazing, amazing people. That's all I can say.
Well,
We're humbled.
the amazing thing about it just starts with one person, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, it's the paranormal family. When you get involved into it, it's amazing how many people are involved into it and how many wonderful people belong to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
It
is
is.
true. I mean, in my latest story and everything that I'm doing, I often refer to say that it was the paranormal that saved my life. So I'm truly grateful and blessed to be a part of such an amazing community, a family, and everything that goes along with it. The opportunities that it's given me to be a shining light and everything. So yeah, I'm truly excited. It's a journey that I've thought about for many many years. Never had the cojones to pull it off because I never thought I was good enough to do something like this. But of course, being a part of the Paranormal Voice now, which this will be our fourth year, um, it's truly given me the confidence to say if I've got something to say or I want to do something, that there's an audience that will listen to me, and
Mhm.
hopefully it'll just touch one person. And like I said, that's basically, I'm very blessed. Like I said, I can never say how blessed I truly am.
Right.
Right. Right.
Yeah, people when they think about the paranormal field, uh, they don't realize there's a lot of different things that go on besides paranormal in the paranormal field that touch people's lives.
Hmm.
So,
Absolutely. Well, coming together, I met you at Michigan Paracon, the same
Absolutely.
place I've met so many people who are so near and dear to my heart. But when we first met, Dale, it was instant. It's like I just adore this guy. I believe the very first time I met you, I gave you a reading. I think.
Yeah, you know, you said it. It's like it's so hard to realize how long we've actually known each other because, yeah, I can never picture my life without you guys in it. And like I said, it's so weird, but yeah, I was very new to the paranormal community when I first came into the MI Paracon,
Hmm.
and I'll tell you, just like you, Deb, everybody that I've had the pleasure of meeting and getting to know, people who I now call friends and family, it was all because of Tim and Brad and their vision of their Paracon. And
Right.
I'm so, this year is going to be very weird not to be saying, "Oh, I can't wait till August to
I
head up
know.
to Sault Ste. Marie." It's going to be a weird month.
Right. Well, I did say that maybe some of us should like just all meet at the casino and have a weekend of fun.
Hey,
So you never know.
all you have to do is say the word, and hordes of us will all be up there.
Right. Word. Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. That event, we say it every single year. It's not a paranormal event. It is,
yeah.
but
yeah,
it's a family reunion.
Mm.
yeah,
Hundreds of us. We met so many people, and got to know so many people. But out of that, we also have this group of very, very close
right.
family. I can't even call you a friend. You're my family. So
No,
I was blessed. But I've also been super blessed to see the steps that you've taken. You were so passionate about investigating and learning. And, you really, even though you worked full time, you're a dad, you had a busy life, you really went all out for the paranormal
right,
and you loved it. And you kept going further and further. And now we see other interests within the paranormal field, but then all the stepping out with the paranormal voice, and
right.
now the news show that is showing a whole new side to Dale Quigley. that I
Yeah,
love.
and it's a scary choice, and because I'm putting myself out there, I'm basically showing people the raw version of who I am because I've guarded the raw me for so long. Um, I've hid in the darkness because I never truly was confident enough to show who I truly was and things that I've been through. Um, it's so yeah, it's something that I knew I had to do because, like you guys, to create the UFO contact convention, you guys got a vision, got a calling, and you just couldn't deny it. You had to do something
Mhm.
with it. And I think it was after the first year and a half after doing the Paranormal Voice, I had this, and it was just like, do something, use your story and show people that no matter how bad you think your life is, you can overcome whatever it is you need to overcome. All you have to do is put in the work and do the knowledge. I mean, what I did might not work for other people.
Right.
The way that I deal with my mental illness, and that's another thing that I found in the paranormal field. How many of us really struggle with mental illness? It is a huge and undertaking that until you actually talk to people about your mental illness, other people will then talk about what they've been through and things that they've experienced and suffered from. And for everybody who has been truly uplifting in their messages to me and told me like they're so happy that I'm still here, that I take that to heart because everybody who said that to me also I hold deeply in my heart. So it is it's truly remarkable that only now am I coming clean with what I've been through and my challenges and the dark road that I traveled, and I get to share a space with amazing people like you guys and Andreas and the Dustins and the Michael Johns of the world. And like I said, I'm so glad that if I was ever good at sucking at one thing, I guess taking my own life, I really sucked at
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
it.
That is for sure. Well, I want to go back to a comment here from Brandy Wright because this just gave me goosebumps. Your willingness to lean into the raw is paving the way for those of us coming behind you. So
Thank you.
I
That
totally agree with you, Brandy. You doing this, Dale, stepping out, especially with something as fragile as mental illness. Well, mental health issues, I
right.
don't think there's anybody on this planet, honestly, without them.
No, I would say that you're probably. I mean, you're right on the nail with that. People do have it, and there's a lot of people that are walking around on this earth that are don't even know they have it,
Mhm.
and they just live life day to day. Which, like I said, my journey is different from everybody else's journey. Do I think I'm unique in my journey? Absolutely not. It's just how I've dealt with what I've been through
Mhm.
to get to where I am today on a platform such as KGRA to be able to voice who I am and where I've been. So yeah, it's everybody struggles because of something. And I mean, if I've learned anything the most from Dustin Perry is just be kind to one another because you
Absolutely.
never know what the person beside you is going through, but your
Mhm.
smile and your gentle hello, it probably make that person's day that much more brighter.
So
Another
true.
thing that people, what I've learned dealing with my stuff growing up is that you have to learn to love yourself.
Right.
You have to love yourself because there's always three people I could always count on: me, myself, and I. And so, when I had nobody to talk to, I knew I could trust those three people because it
Right.
was the truth. So I listened to them, and communicate with them, and you communicate with yourself, and learn to love yourself, then you can love others.
Right. I agree with you, RJ. But it's been a very long time since I've been able to love myself because
Right.
I hated who I was. I hated the person I was becoming, and I hated everything
Oh,
about
I
life.
know. Yeah, I've been there too. Trust me.
Um, but yeah, learning to love myself has been the most difficult part of this whole journey.
Hmm.
And now I love myself to pieces, and I know I am the only one who will truly never hurt me.
Right.
And that I truly am blessed with that knowledge and understanding that yeah, love does start within the heart and for yourself.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's. I mean, yeah, yeah. Because a lot of times that's all anybody has is themselves sometimes, and so that's. I've always felt that in order to love others, you have to love yourself first, and
Mm-hmm.
and that takes a lifetime sometimes.
Yeah.
It takes it's not easy. Nothing's easy. Trust me, I know that. But it's we all have qualities within us that we can more than better than not having qualities. What I'm saying is good and bad,
Right.
and we need to focus on those qualities that make us who we are, and um, we all have something to offer. So
Yeah, I mean, everybody in this, and I think the strongest thing that I've learned out of my journey is my voice does matter.
right.
My thoughts, my the things that I think about do matter. Where I was for the longest time, I was basically a servant of the people. My job, I always felt my job in life was to make everybody else happy. And it doesn't matter how miserable I was in doing things because I never thought what I had to say, my thoughts, my energy didn't matter to people, and that I was just to be here to make sure everybody else on earth was happy. And after my last breakdown, I had here, I want to say about 2 years ago now, maybe a little bit less than that. I can't remember. I'm very bad with time.
Mm-hmm.
Time is like
Delusion.
some. Yeah, I mean, I know if we all listen to Mike Rick Sector, it's like time doesn't even exist. It's a man-made thing. But with me, I can never like something that seems like 5 minutes ago can feel like a year ago, but something that happened to me 20 years ago feels like it happened yesterday. If any of that all makes sense. But yeah, no. After my latest episode where I really truly broke down and really hated myself, was where I started to learn that everything I talk about, everything I have to say does matter. Even it doesn't matter to you, but it will matter to somebody. But at least my
Mm-hmm.
voice is being heard.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen. And Dale, you've been through an awful lot in your lifetime. And what I've seen, I'm older. Um, People who come to where you're at don't come to that just because they read a book. They've been through hell.
Right.
They've lived it. They've learned it. And brother, you have done exactly that. So you're not coming here or doing your show, Seeking Vibes, just on a whim or pulling information out of thin air. This is stuff that you have personally experienced, and that's what I love about it. And the people that you get on your show are also people who have personally experienced it.
Right. And some of them are been the most compelling stories. Like MJ Dixon, for instance, basically being handed a life sentence and told her that she has such a rare cancer that her life is basically over because they didn't know how to treat it.
Right.
But her stance on that was, well, screw you. I'm gonna overcome this and I'm
I
gonna
love
show
that
you
woman.
just just how powerful I can be
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, that story was really heartfelt. And then, of course, I had my good buddy, my brother, Michael John, on the show, a gentleman who went from being homeless and a drug addict to being a reality TV star.
Yeah.
And I mean, wow, like what is not inspirational about that story is is absolutely everything. That is what a true comeback story looks like.
Right.
That's inspiring. A lot of people out in this world who think that they are down on their knees and at the mercy of the world. No, you can get up, you can fight, you can get back to where you want to be. You
Mm-hmm.
have to put in the work. And that's the thing. It's a mindset and you have to do the work. Nobody can do any of this stuff for you.
Right.
This all has to come within. You have to fight for yourself. And like RJ says, you got to love yourself enough to do this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And giving up is not an option. And I tell people that every day. There's no giving up. There's just keep going.
Right.
Yeah. You're worth it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you are. You are definitely worth it. And everybody on this earth, believe it or not, you are worth it. And
Yeah. Everybody plays a role. Everybody's got a part in this, and we're all from the same
Mm-hmm.
thing, and we all belong together. So
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, everybody walks a different path through life, and
Right.
and that's good. I mean,
You
because
know.
we why by doing that, we see things in different windows, and then we can share what we see. We might see
Mhm.
something different. Like if you got something in the middle, and I'm on this angle looking at it, and you're on the other side looking at it, you're seeing it from a different point of view, but we're all looking at the same thing.
Right.
Right.
So, and as you move around this circle, looking at it in different angles, uh, that way we get the whole picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I use that analogy when I'm talking about the paranormal and paranormal experiences. And you guys could probably take this from a UFO setting as well, is that you could be in a circle with 10 people. Something can happen, paranormal, UFO, galactic, whatever it is. But you're going to get 10 different experiences
Mm-hmm.
in that circle. Not everybody experiences what it is that we do the same way. Even though we're all like minded people, we're all into the paranormal, we're all into UFOs, we're all into Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
But the experiences we have are still unique to each and every individual in this world.
Yeah.
Because we see it differently, we feel it differently, and even the experience itself is different than the person that's standing right beside us because
Right.
deep down, it's because of what we're going through. We had that experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and it's the important thing is to share that experience that you've had with someone, and
Right.
not to just make it your experience, but listen to the other person's experience too,
Right.
and listen. Oh man, you know what? I didn't see it that way, but now that you say something, I do see it that way. I see
Right.
this and I see that, and
Right.
it just creates a wonderful,
Mhm.
big, beautiful reality.
Right. Collectively, we are making progress. Individually, we are just on a journey.
Right.
And so it does take a group of people to make progress into what it is we're doing and what we're trying to get out of each and every experience or like each and every individual wants to get something out of what is happening to them.
Mhm.
Is it explaining the other side? Is it explaining why the aliens are coming to visit us? And why is this so important now than it has ever been before?
Right.
Yeah. So speaking of that, Dale, as you all know, everybody knows. All the things that are in the sky lately. What is your neck of the woods talking about? What are they saying in Ontario or Windsor?
Really, the whole you're talking about the drone
Yeah, and
phenomenon
all
that's been
those
out.
things. Yeah, what's going on? Supposedly drone.
Like you know what, and that's one thing. I've heard all these stories from across the United States, but I have not heard of any drone sightings here in Canada.
Okay.
Uh, I listen. I listen in, and I see what everybody has talking about. And especially the people that are closest to me, like the Ronnie LeBlancs and you guys. I know you guys talked about it.
Yeah.
Uh, it's a strange phenomenon. Um, I often wonder what it is.
Yeah.
Is it alien related? Is it a government conspiracy thing that
Or both.
because yeah, it could be a little bit of both. But what I truly hope it is, whatever it is, I hope it's just friendly in the end. It's not trying to create. If it is government driven, then I hope it's not going to lead to something like wars or battles or
Hmm.
anything
Well,
like that. Because you know what, it's
yeah,
crazy,
yeah. Instead of saying government, I would think maybe more military.
right?
Because
Who knows?
I think they're separated just like the church and the government is. The military is the military doesn't tell the government what's going on, in my opinion. So
Well, and well, in ways, you know what, I think they have to do what they need to do to protect the citizens of whatever country that military belongs to.
right,
But I just found it funny that all these drone sightings were all spotted close to government places that are
Exactly.
very well protected. So that's why I think, because that part of it, I don't think it would be like alien related because they're far more advanced than we are anyway. So
right,
Hmm.
what is our technology good to them? Because compared to them, we are gazillion of years behind them.
right.
We're the babies. We're the
Right.
babies. And my thinking too is, if it were extraterrestrial, would there be boundaries or borders? Oh, we can't be seen there. That's Canada. We can't be seen there. That's
Right.
no, no, that's not the way that works. But you know,
Right.
I've heard a million theories, and who knows? But I personally feel it's more, um, yeah,
Well,
government, army,
uh,
navy,
tomorrow
military.
tomorrow night,
It,
there's Michael Carter sent me a link that another whistleblower is coming out from the Air Force. I don't know if you got that, Dale, but
no, because a lot of content that is sent to me on Facebook because of being in a different country, that information's not available to me.
oh wow,
And I find that frustrating because even though we are a border country, we are still allies in the fact that we support each other. So this whole separation of news media saying that you can't get American news into Canada via social media anymore, I
do you
don't
get
get it.
do you get Nation News? I guess the program's called tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Nation News or
Uh,
National News or any?
well,
It's,
I do get a show. It's called National News. It's put on by the Canadian. I think it's owned by CBC, really.
well,
Uh,
it's gonna be on that channel, and it's gonna be aired. And the interview with this guy is going to be interesting. So, what's it say?
Jason, you're adorable. I love this guy. I wonder if the aliens just get bored and say, "Hey, let's go to Earth and do some people watching. These people are a hoot."
Yeah, I have no doubt. They've been doing that for a long time.
I'm sure they're cracking up.
especially of late, going, wow,
Yeah.
this is really good.
Like
Yeah.
going to the mall, right?
Right. Yeah, Curtis says News Nation.
Yeah, News Nation. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we do get stuff. I mean, I do watch a lot of. I try to stay away from the news as much as possible
I
because,
do
for the
too.
simple fact is, I truly believe, and I've had this conversation with lots of people, that the news is nothing but bearer of bad news. Like they like
Mhm.
to throw every negative thing in our faces, and for us really sensitive people, it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, these wildfires in LA, like my heart goes to everybody in California right now, everybody who is affected. I do have friends in the paranormal field from LA, and I'm glad they're all checking in. They're telling us they're fine.
Yeah.
It's good to hear, but seeing the aftermath of these fires, it is so disheartening.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, you hear people say, "Oh, I wasn't home, but my dog and my animals are," and now I want to throw up because now innocent, now
Well,
it's.
all the
I've been
wildlife around
watching a
there,
lot of
everything.
these. How did this fire start videos? Was it one person? What? And I mean, at one point they even said the aliens did it.
Well, there was even there was a report that somebody was dressed in a firefighter outfit and he was setting fires.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, there are all kinds of theories and stuff out there, but the bottom line is, why do they have so many wildfires out there? It's crazy.
Well, it's a lot of dry land. They don't get the rain like they need to.
They were talking about they're going up to fire hydrants and there's no water in them.
Well, it's because I heard that because of all the electricity that they had to shut down all the power, which runs the pumps that pumps the water to the fire hydrants.
That's true.
But just to back up a little bit there, RJ, about what you just said about the firefighters starting fires. It is a well-known fact, and I learned this when I was in BC because we have up in northern BC, they prevent a lot of firefighters that they do have professionals that go in and start fires and control the fires.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that's what people are talking about, well, yeah, firefighters do it so that it kind of creates a burn line so that the flames don't come any closer because there's nothing for them to burn there.
Yeah.
The wild conspiracies,
it's crazy.
The stories over a wildfire. It's like, okay, we all know how they start. Obviously, something started the fire. Maybe it'd be lightning, maybe it'd be a person, maybe it'd be whatever. But it's just a fact that places like California and the same here in Canada with BC, they don't get the rain like they need to. So everything is so dry that the simplest spark will create a massive fire like what we're witnessing right now.
Right. And high winds.
And high winds, yes.
Yeah.
Well, we all know that fire needs oxygen to breathe and to maintain. So, yeah, if the winds would die down, they would be able to conquer it a lot better.
Right.
But, I'm just glad that Canada stepped up, and we've sent, I think now, 4 of those water planes up to California to help fight the fires. And
thank you, Canada.
You know what's weird? I saw, and I don't know if it's true or not, and somebody can help me out, but they said that salt water will not put a fire out. Is that true? Do you know anything about that?
I would not. I don't know anything about that, but I'm just thinking anything that's liquid would put out a fire.
Well, I would think so. But
salt. I guess that kind of suffocates it, but
I mean, I'm just saying. I read that and I thought I'm trying to find information on that.
I wouldn't know the real.
Anybody's a firefighter out here, let us know. But
yeah,
well,
Ray,
I put salt in my water when I'm boiling vegetables and stuff. But I mean, if you really look at it, people have been known to throw like salt on like a stove fire because it would smother it out.
Right. Yeah.
But hey,
who knows?
What I know? Let's just we got really big salt mines. Let's try it out. Let's load up these planes with salt and just drop that on it and see if that'll put it out.
Why not?
Speaking of salt mines, Detroit, across from you, has huge salt mines underneath the city, or they did. I don't know if there's. What about Windsor? Did they go over that way?
Actually, probably about, I want to say about 25 minutes away from me, 25, 30 minutes away from me. There is Windsor Salt Mine, just right down the road from me. It's they're underneath the city, and that's so. If if you ever see a box that says Windsor Salt on it, that comes right from Windsor.
Okay,
nice. That's good to know. Yeah, we're getting all kinds of help here. Thank Thank you for Googling it, Val. And Ray said he had not heard that.
When I read that, I
started.
thought, well, that's not good because they've got an ocean there. I mean, they can't use it.
Okay, so here's Ray's take. Salt water is corrosive, which is damaging to equipment. That would make sense.
Okay.
But
Right. That makes more sense than saying that it just doesn't put out forest fires. Because
right,
I'm thinking it's wet. It's going to do some kind of damage, no matter what mineral is in it or not. Because
well,
as we all know, that the oceans are made up of a lot of minerals.
Right.
Yeah, and Val said that she Googled it. Salt water can be used, especially in coastal areas.
Right.
So
Nice.
And Ray said, even though it would be corrosive, it would still work to extinguish fire. So, wherever you read that, nix that site.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Well, it's like the rest of the world. They're just throwing out their opinion, and they're welcome to their opinion. It's just
Well, it didn't make
matter
sense
of
to me when I read it. Yeah.
Right.
It didn't make sense.
It's just a matter of who would believe that or not. And I mean, there's probably thousands of people that do believe that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you could test out that theory. Just go build a bonfire in the back of your house in your backyard. Take like a pound of salt, throw it in water, and throw it on your bonfire, and see if it goes out. If it doesn't go out, well,
then it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
You might get a lot of crack sample pop off.
Right. So getting back, I want to backtrack a little bit here,
Okay.
Dale. You were talking about you don't watch the news. That's how this all started.
Right.
I'm a big one. People who know me, my husband knows, I cannot handle, my mental health cannot handle television and constant news. I can't.
Right.
And I think that it's okay to talk about that because there's a lot of people, I used to think there's something wrong with me. Everybody watches TV.
Right.
A lot of my friends spend half their day sitting in front of a television.
Right.
I can't do it.
No.
But for me, that's okay. And I'm okay with saying people that deal with depression, step away from the news.
Right.
So I'm glad you brought that up, Dale.
No, it is. They do nothing but, I forget who I was talking to, but I said, it would be nice that if somebody would just create a news program and tell us good stories.
Or just tell us the facts and then move on or whatever.
Right. But
I think someone's tried that, but it didn't go very far.
It doesn't go over very well because people can't handle good news.
Oh, well, this is I want to listen to that.
People want the shit. Let's be
I want some miserable stories.
Yeah, but no, it's just disheartening to me to watch the news because, I mean, there are some good things that do come out of the news, like it's like I do like watching. Not that I like watching them, so don't get me wrong, but it's those stories when the people are coming home after being captured from things like, I know in the news last year there were those people that were released from a prison. I can't remember where, but it was on the news where Biden and Harris were at the airport and they greeted these people because they have been in captivity for so long. Even though that was an ugly situation, but it was beautiful to see that they came home and the reaction. Like to me, that's good stories. That's heartwarming stories. That shows stories of hope. And it's stories like that. Like it was an ugly situation, but it had a good ending.
Right. And it's
give me stories like that all day long. I'll take them all day long. I will sit here and cry like a baby when I watch these stories of soldiers coming home after being away from their families for 2 years because they're out fighting a war, and they surprise their kids. And I sit here and I cry like a baby because I feel that I feel their emotion, and people will like, how do you feel their emotion? Have you ever experienced that? Absolutely not. I've never experienced that. But with who I am and my abilities, I absorb that energy right from the television screen, and I feel it. I can feel their emotions. I can
Mhm.
feel how happy they are, and it's weird to describe, but I do. I feel it, and I'm crying. I don't know this person from a hole in the wall. Probably never meet this person,
Yeah.
but I'm happy because they're getting back something that they thought they lost.
Hmm. Yep. And you're happy to see that there is some beauty. Oh, I got to put this up. I love you, Ray. Us empaths soaking up the barrage of negative world news like a sponge didn't help mental illness. Amen, brother.
Absolutely, brother Ray. That's
Yeah.
he was
Well, you know
another
that.
guy I had on the show. Sorry.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's so awesome. The night of the fire, there are certain times that I will get up, and I did. I got up out of bed and I turned the news on enough that I could see. I mean, I've got family there too.
Right.
See what's going on. But after just getting details and stuff, I had to turn it off and back away. That's the only way I can do the news. And I
Right.
think it's okay.
Well, you got to stay
Okay.
informed, and I get that. We do have to
This is
stay informed.
personal for you, Dale.
Uh,
The
You
goose.
know, life is good when the goose tells you just to shut up.
I
Like I
know.
said,
I know.
people would say, "Wow, how do you put up with that?" But when it comes from the goose, you know it's coming from his heart, and he knows you love him.
yeah.
I know that, but he's never ever told me to shut up yet.
Oh well, just give him 30 seconds. You're about to get one.
No, I feel like
Right.
he doesn't love me enough to
Oh
tell me to
no,
shut up. No, I'm kidding.
we all love Deb. We all love you, and
Oh, thank
you
you.
are so adored. And like I
Oh,
said,
I love
life
you
has been
guys.
truly blessed, and I'm truly grateful to know such beautiful people. I said, you
Ditto.
guys yourselves have given me so many opportunities to be a part of a bigger thing that I never thought I'd ever be a part of, and I'm truly.
Love you too, Goose.
I'll tell you what really gets to me.
Okay. All right. Here's my moment. He does love me. Thanks,
Yes.
Goose. Woohoo! I finally made it. I'm on the shut up team.
Maybe abs are good. I love you, Goose.
Oh yeah.
It's so funny. Yeah. One thing I will never ever regret is becoming a part of the whole paranormal community. And for years, I did all of my paranormal work alone. I didn't want the whole team thing. I wouldn't go to events.
Right.
But I was that person who, I was a loner. And people think I'm weird.
Well,
Can
you
you
are weird,
imagine
Deb.
that?
Yeah.
I embrace that now.
John Tenney has taught us anything. We are all weirdos, and we embrace that and wear it with a badge of
Yep.
honor. That's
Absolutely.
Amen. We are weird and we're okay with it.
absolutely.
So, Dale, how did you step from just doing the paranormal, going to events, to all of a sudden you've got this freaking hit show? How did that come about? Did you and
Uh,
Michael John talk about it for years, or did it just?
I did mention to him quite a while ago that I've been thinking about doing something outside the paranormal realm, something that means a lot to me, something that um motivates me to share more of who I really am, the raw version of Dale, um, than it is to keep. And I mean, the paranormal voice is definitely my love, my passion. I love that show with everything that it means. And the guy that I get to sit next to each and every week to do that show with, like that man has saved my life more times than I could count on a trillion hands and toes. So it just came about that I kept putting it off because and a part of me was that was me thinking I was never good enough to be able to host a show of that magnitude and what it would and I wanted to make sure that it was something that people will resonate with, people that will get information from, something that it'll make a difference in one person's life each and every show. And that's my goal. Each and every show is to tell somebody's story and have it resonate with somebody and make them stand back and say, I can do this. It's possible. And even
Mhm.
make a connection with somebody to say, okay, I might not be able to do this on my own, but hey, if I reach out to this person and talk to them, that will be my steps into changing who I am and making my life better.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Yep. Well, my theory is, Dale, this was always meant to be. Everything that you did in the past, all of your experiences that you had in the past led you up to this. And I see so many of us, I see a few on here. Goose is one of them who, that became a passion for us to speak out,
Right.
to spread information, to help people understand, to unite people. And I think it's all meant to be. And that now is the time that we're all supposed to have that voice,
Right.
Whether it's paranormal or it's seeking vibes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. And
It's time.
yeah, I mean, I know with a lot of people, I mean, COVID really did a lot of damage to a lot of people's mental health because when you're told, and I mean, it was hard for me. 2 years I had to go without being able to cross a border,
Yeah.
to hug my friends, to spend time with my friends. That was a very difficult period of my life. And it I didn't know how I was going to make it.
Yeah.
You were so right with that, Brandy. That is,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
It's weird. I knew somebody that from Canada. They couldn't go back, and they
yeah,
had to meet. They had to meet their kids at the bridge up in Sault Ste. Marie just to wave, and,
Mm-hmm.
right,
and they were forced to stay here.
right.
That had to be really
Yeah. We
mentally
were doing a book
tough.
signing at my Paracon and met a woman who came to the States because her husband needed to be here in a hospital,
Right.
and he passed away.
Yeah.
And she was stuck.
Right.
It was heartbreaking. So yes.
Well, yeah, and I mean there was people. People, yeah, you hear
Yes,
those
Chris.
stories all come out of the shutdown. You know, husbands and wives were separated because their husbands worked in the States and their wives were here, and they
Yeah.
crossed the
Mhm.
border, go to work, and never be able to come back again. And
Right. It's
Right.
crazy.
like
Right.
I said, that was a difficult for 2 years, not only for myself, but I know for thousands of people who were separated because you couldn't cross a border. And I know people from all across both sides of the border were begging the government, saying, "You got to make an exception. We're just
Mhm.
crossing over." It's like, what difference does it have if I cross the border with COVID or not? It's already on both sides of the border. What's the difference?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
There was a lot of insanity. There's still a lot of insanity around it.
and now there's new threats, but like I said,
Mm-hmm.
we're not going to talk about those. That's a whole different level of things. But
Yeah,
like I
we'll
said,
do a different kind
but
of show
yeah,
for that one.
like I said, that next time they shut down a border like that, I'm just going to rent a canoe and go across the border. Pick me up on the other side, please.
Yeah, I'm not going 2 years without a Dale hug again.
No,
I complained a
no.
lot.
So
But I
Uh,
wanted to bring this to attention. Curtis is an amazing person. Man, y'all on fire tonight. Love the mental health talk. We're headed towards an evolution of consciousness and awakening. And I
Right.
think that seeing that in that context, I'm seeing that other people are also getting the whole mental health link as well.
Absolutely. This is not just a paranormal thing. This is we are all in this together. We are all here for one another, our paranormal friends and family.
Yeah.
I love everybody, and like I said, I'm always here if anybody needs to talk. My all you have to do is send me a message. I will send you my private number. You can call me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I would rather listen to what you have to say than have to get a phone call to say that you took your life over something that could have been talked out. And it's really disturbing to know, like, the suicide rate in probably both in Canada and the United States, the last time I checked, was up over 40%. 40% people
That's a
are committing
lot.
suicide. That
Right.
that is absolutely mind-boggling number. Like, it is even hard to even think about, and it is I know here in Windsor, about, I wanna say 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago now, a little 13-year-old girl committed suicide because she was bullied at school.
Oh my God.
Um, it is heart-wrenching that this is the kinda crap that people are not doing their job. Schools are not doing their job. They're not protecting people from bullies. And cyberbullying is at a whole new high. Like,
Oh yeah.
don't even get started with the numbers of suicide rates because of cyberbullying. Like, that's just ridiculous in itself.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's how people
people,
connect these days.
right? I tell people all the time, talk to your kids, communicate with your kids, listen to what your kids are saying, and don't just brush it off, or just don't tell them, go in your room and sleep it off, because listen to them, talk to them,
Right. Right. I
understand where they're coming from, and just
be there.
Excuse me.
be there for one another.
Yeah.
Well,
But
we're getting down.
Valerie, I will send you the link to my
Yeah.
podcast.
Right. And can you just tell people how to find you?
Yeah. What's going
or
on and what you got
The
coming
names
up?
of the shows. We're down to like 2 minutes now. So
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna say one thing before I get into that, and
yep.
this is a quote that I've read to myself every single day, and the quote is: "As one person, you may not be able to change the world, but that does not mean you can't change the world for one person." And to me,
Amen.
that holds a lot of weight. My show airs every Tuesday at 8 p.m. My first episode of Seeking Vibes will be next Tuesday, or this coming Tuesday. Now we're Thursday, the 21st. I have a lovely lady who I had the chance to meet when I was up in Connecticut at the Warrens Paracon. Her name is Ariel. She was a drug addict, and for many years, and now she's a thriving. She's a huge part of the paranormal community. So another inspiring story of somebody who was down and out and came back and is a beautiful human being for sure. Uh, but so I've got so that's every Tuesday starting next Tuesday. What's coming up for me and Michael John, the Paranormal Voice? We are going to be speaking at uh, Murray's Legacy, known as Potographs. We are going to be there March 8th, up there in Holt Lake, Michigan, my favorite
Woo.
place in the world to be. My home away from home.
Yes.
Uh, so we will be up there for Potographs. I hope everybody will come down and join us there. I will be speaking a lot about my mental health and about how the paranormal fits into all that. Uh, let's see, what else do I got going on? Oh, in April, we are a part of Paraventure with Kelly Hopla. She is hosting an online event. It's called Paraventure. She's got a lot of amazing guests who are coming on to speak and raising money for autism. We are a part of that. And I'm writing a book right now. It's all about my life journey, and
Mhm.
yeah, that's it. So
And we
find
will
me at
have
Seeking
you
My
on again
Podcast.
soon.
Yeah.
And you have a podcast here on KGRA. So
That's right,
everybody
Paranormal
look
Voice
up
every Saturday at 1 a.m.
everybody look up Dale Quigley, find the shows. We love you. Thank you, Dale. We're gonna do this
Thank
again
you so much.
soon.
Absolutely.
Love you, man.
Everybody have a
I love you guys.
fantastic
Stay
day.
healthy, be safe, and I
Yeah,
will be over
absolutely.
there
Soon.
very, very soon.
Yes.
And thank you, everybody.
Until we meet again, may all of your awakenings be mystical.